hear
Man,
you.
how you doing,
What's
brother?
up, Captain? Hey, talk
Man,
to me. Ready to
man,
talk to the world?
I know, right? They've been waiting on this one, bro. They've been waiting on this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
sure
man.
appreciate you, man, and your platform, bro. Like
My man, my man.
it truly has helped us um in all the services that we provide and the relationships that we built
Mm-hmm.
over the years in the renovation room, man. Definitely been a game changer for
My
us.
man.
For real.
I appreciate you, brother, man. Y'all see how he started off. So first of all, for any of y'all that don't know, welcome to Live in the Renovation Room. This is a series we started in late 2024. And of course, going into 2025, can't hard to believe it's about to be May, brother. Man.
Yeah, already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Already.
So
Already. Yeah.
this is just to introduce my brother. This is just a series we started to introduce our group to our great contractors and our businesses in a group that a lot of people don't get to actually talk to, me to see, because they stay so busy. And this brother definitely stays busy, which explains us having to kind of rearrange this.
Yeah,
You
man.
know,
Like we've been trying to get this going for it's been a couple months now.
man, that's all right, bro.
Yeah.
That's all right, man. What's up, D? Daryl Davis said, "What's up, brother?" They're
What
a
up, D?
relationship.
Yeah, that's my boy
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So man, we going tonight. We've been waiting. I've been waiting personally. This has been one I've been waiting on for a while, unfortunately, and we may talk about some of this as we talking to brother. This is of course Marcus Navictor from Paige Kingdom Concepts, the
Yeah,
Redux. You know what I'm saying? He got
sir.
several businesses going.
Yeah,
He might give y'all some news on something else he got going on, but I'm gonna let him break all
right.
that.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. But
Um,
I just want to introduce y'all to this brother. We here to learn more about him, his walk, how what brought him to today, how he started his business, and everything that he wants to share. So, brother, thank you, appreciate you. So let's get it. How you feel, man?
I'm feeling good, man. I had to get out the house because I got 6 kids and it's 7 o'clock, so I had to go somewhere quiet.
Yeah, I already know, bro. I
But
already know, man. Y'all, I'm actually on the road, getting some training, and brother Mark know, and I let out exactly what I got going on, but. That's why
yeah,
I'm in a hotel room, so that's why
congratulations
y'all,
on that, too, man.
man.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. What up, Matos? Matos joined too. Brian
Yes,
Matos.
sir. What's up, B?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
up, brother?
So man, let's start with and I've been knowing Brother Mark. First of all, let me thank you. You started off thanking us, and you were a thankful brother, man, and a believer, and I appreciate you. But I want to thank you. I've been knowing Brother Mark for a number of years. I've worked with him starting off, man. Yeah, man, probably like 2021 or 2022, something
Yeah,
like that. But it's from day one when I met this brother, and from him being in the renovation room and seeing him work, and then meeting and working with him and referring him over and over again, it has been nothing but a blessing. You understand me?
yeah,
And when I say blessing, I know a lot of people use that word, but I mean that when I talk about this brother. He inspires me and us. He inspires the renovation room community with his growth, and we want to just talk to everybody out there today and let y'all know about his growth and his walk, in hopes that he'll inspire some more people out there that don't know about him, because he's a phenomenal brother. So, without further ado, we got brother Marcus Navictor on here, man, aka Mark. How you doing, man?
so appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I'll start off talking about how I got started, how I
Mm-hmm.
started my company, and
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of long-winded, but I'm gonna try to bullet
Uh,
point this thing. I mean,
yeah.
try to keep it, in a certain time frame.
The
But
floor is yours,
I
bro.
basically,
The floor is
I
yours. I'm sorry.
basically, I basically started my company. What inspired me to start my company was racism.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of people who worked in the trades can probably attest, especially if you're a minority or even women can attest to, at some points in their journey in the trades dealing with some kind of level of racism.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was with a company for like 10 years. I was working the highways. I was doing highway construction, asphalt, concrete.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and I started off doing that. And then that spiderweb me to basically running the equipment, big machines and stuff like that. But what I noticed when I started with the company, like for one, it wasn't a lot of minorities. And then
Mm-hmm.
for two, they wasn't in high level positions. And it was almost like we got to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it is what it is. We always got to fight. So like when I was at the ground level, I seen how like um they wouldn't try to train me like they would train, theirs, or like, so I would just like hop on equipment, what I'm saying? They wasn't looking. Like I try to get in where I fit in, you know what I'm saying, so I can learn and catch on quick, because it was like they was trying to hinder me, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was difficult. And so I always, even though in the trades, they got good benefits, the insurance packages are really, really good. The pay is phenomenal,
Mm-hmm.
but it's real difficult. The environment was real difficult. So I knew, even though, like at first when I had started, I was like, man, this is something I probably can retire off of, and I can build a legacy and stuff like that in the trades, and build a fat pension and stuff like that. But as the years progressed, I say like my third year in, I just was telling myself, I was like, man, I know this ain't it for me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just knew it, because I was just going through so much, but I didn't quit. I stuck it in for like 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
um, until the final straw was like I moved to Illinois, Gurnee Beach Park area, and they were supposed to put me on a crew here in Waukegan,
Mm-hmm.
and they promised me that the upcoming season that's something they would do, so it would cut down my travel time. But I'm literally on the road like 2 hours of work, 2 hours back. So it was killing me. I had no kind of family life, no nothing. So when the season came, they tried to pull a switcheroo on me and was like, well, we're gonna. I was like, no. I said, we ain't gonna do this no more. And I told them, I said, you know what? I appreciate the opportunity that y'all giving me over these last 10 years, but I can't continue. So I quit. But during the off season, because asphalt and concrete is seasonal, so it
Mm-hmm.
will last from basically April to November, December if it's a good year. And during the off season, like the winter months, I would work with this tree company, and so that's what I was doing, working with the tree company during the off season. So I told the guy that I was working for during the off season that I wasn't going back to asphalt, and that I was gonna stay with him until I figured out my next move. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because I was getting paid under the books with him and stuff like that. And I told him, I said, you know what? Just let me work with you until I figure out my next move. And so I was working, doing tree work, bro, for literally like 8 years before I really started paying attention. I was just to keep it 100. I would just come to work just to collect the check.
Wow.
But when I quit my job in asphalt, and I started, and I was working with the tree company, um, the light bulb just came on. I'm like, man, let me pay attention, to how this dude is really moving. So I started, because I was a crew leader, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, and still wasn't paying attention. I'm just coming to work to get a check. But then I started paying attention to his operation, like how he would set his jobs up, how he would schedule, and then how he would price everything. And so then I started paying attention to the paperwork, and I'm looking like how much money he getting for all these trees and the stuff
Mm-hmm.
he doing on a day-to-day basis. And I'm doing the work, but he getting all the money.
Yeah.
And that's when that light bulb clicked on. I said, nah, I said, I could do this myself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That light bulb just came. I said, man, I could do this myself. So I propositioned him one time, right? And told him, um, I asked him how much would he charge me to use his equipment for the weekend, because he would let one of the guys on our crew, he'll rent stuff out here and there, let people use his equipment and stuff like that. But I propositioned him to use everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so he came back with a fair number. I'm like, dang, that's it.
Mm.
So then that's when I started advertising the jobs that I was doing with him. You know what I'm saying that I provide these kind of services. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So then I got a hit from, I don't know, my brother, he probably gonna be watching this. Um, but his name Big Chris Flanagan.
Mm-hmm.
He in the renovation room too. So he hit me like, how much you charge me to take this tree down? I bid the tree. and he gave me the job. And when he gave me the job, that's when my heart started beating fast. I'm like, oh, he gave me the job. Now I gotta figure. Now I really gotta figure it out. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah,
so then I went to the guy who I was doing trees for. I told him I wanted to use his equipment, and then I propositioned the guys that I work with every day during a week, and told them that I paid them more than what he was paying them.
yeah,
And I made the play like that. Then it just started happening every weekend. And then, like I would say, within a 3-month time span, that's when I had to quit because I was getting too much work. You know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? And then the dude, he called me into his office. You know, he wanted to become my mentor, but he
mm-hmm.
called me in his office. He was like, "So what you gonna do?" And I'm like, "What you mean?" He was like, "Well," he said, "You starting to become the competition." I'm like, "How I'm becoming the
Oh,
competition? And
wow, wow.
all my work is in Chicago." Like, you know what I mean? He was like, "Man," he was like, you got my blessing, but you know, you gonna have to figure it out." He said, "From what I can tell, you got it."
Mm-hmm,
And I was like, "Man, you know what? Yeah, I do got it." You know
mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
like, man,
yeah,
I got it. And so
yeah,
I left him, and man, everything just took off after that. You know what I'm saying? I got my own crew. Um, I got my own equipment.
mm-hmm,
Well, I was renting for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But then I eventually start getting my own equipment and stuff like that. And then man, everything just took off. You know what I'm saying? And then
mm-hmm.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's me just thinking about it getting me like,
yeah,
man, because that
yeah.
was just 5 years ago, bro.
That's
That was just
crazy.
five
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah. But you one thing that stood out, and one thing I do is I take notes, bro. I'm a forever student, so I'm taking notes on some of your journey too. And when you put in that work, bro, when you said 8 years, literally, you worked with this company.
No,
That's
10.
that. See, a lot of
It was 10.
10 years. Okay, see, I got it
Yeah, it
wrong.
was
10
10
years.
years.
10. So
Yep.
a lot of people need to hear that because we live in a generation of instant gratification right now, bro. Instant.
Yep.
I need to have this right now. You put in 10 years of work and you were a crew leader. So you were working on who you are right now within those 10
Mm-hmm.
years, bro. And that's what a
Yeah.
lot of people need to realize, man. That's phenomenal that you say that, bro. And this was 5 years ago when you and he did give you his blessing, and you realize that now
Yeah.
by cutting you loose, that let you
Yep.
fly. It was time for you to fly, and you flying. You've been flying ever since. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
man. And yeah, you made a key point, man. That instant gratification with this generation, they think it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, man. Like I spent 10 years at that company humbling myself,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Every day I wanted to quit. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? But at
yeah,
the same time, I was learning a lot
yeah.
and I was taking downloads. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you know what? I can't quit. I said, I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning too much. You know what I'm saying? And even if I don't stay here long term, I know it's gonna be something else for me, especially if I keep learning. I can always take the skills with me.
Yeah, for
You know
sure,
what
man.
I'm
And
saying?
that,
I can always take my skills with me.
yeah, yeah. From the equipment, even the equipment, having that running the equipment and having a source to go and get that equipment to make that start, bro. That was you
Hmm.
played that, man. You played that just that hand, just like you should have played it, bro. Like and being able to use that and sacrificing your weekends, right? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
And
Hmm.
so
Sacrifice
nah,
the weekends too.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Salute,
yeah, and,
salute.
and I gotta give a big shout out too to the missus, my wife. Like,
Mm,
man, if y'all want to be
yeah,
great,
yeah.
y'all better make sure y'all get a good mate.
Say it again. Oh, I gotta
If you
write that
want to
down,
be
bro.
great, you better make sure you get a good mate. Real
That's
talk.
a t-shirt, bro. You copyright
Hey,
that.
for
You
real.
copyright. Y'all better
Hey,
not
for
steal that.
real.
I swear to God. And
Real
let me tell
man.
you,
Cause
man. Go ahead, bro. No,
no, no,
it's you. Go ahead.
cause my wife, man, like, cause she quit her job
Mm.
before I quit mine, and
Mm-hmm.
she was inspiration to me too in all of this because she was in the banking
Mm.
industry for about, I think she was like 15 years, and
Mm.
she dealt with racism too.
Mm.
We dealt with the same pickle, bro. And when
Yeah.
I seen her when she quit her job, I was doing the trees and stuff like that. She was pregnant. She was running it up. And I'm just
Mm.
like, man, my baby running it
Mm.
up. I said, I can't
Mm.
let her pass me up. I'm the head of the household. She can't be making more money than me.
Motivation.
Hey,
Motivation,
real
man.
talk, bro. Like,
Yeah.
but man, I owe a lot to my wife, baby. I know you looking at this. I love you for real.
Yeah,
But
man. We need that's and man, the missus, bro, and I learned that too, man. And I had to get reminded that, to be frank with people, man, you kind of forget, like speaking on myself, you forget sometimes where you started and what that foundation is and who, like you said, what was it? You want to be great, got to get a good mate.
Hey,
That's
yeah.
real talk, because
Gotta get a
that
good mate.
stop, y'all stop playing. That is, if you got you a great one at home, man, honor it and listen. Listen, I had to learn that, to listen, man, because that woman intuition is a mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
Man,
Man.
that's a mother.
So even now, I still struggle with that. But we gotta listen to our women, man, because they see
Yeah,
stuff that we don't
yeah,
see. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So
yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I think this her. She just gave you the hearts in the comments, bro. Lisa, she just gave.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. Oh, I
Yeah.
did. That ain't me. That ain't for me. That she did. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so 5 years, bro, and so to go, because I'm gonna ask you about when you came into the room and everything, and that kind
Okay.
of coincided when we met, or look,
Okay.
probably a little bit after that.
Hmm.
So that's actually the one of the main reasons I started the group, bro, was the racism at
Hmm.
construction sites is a real thing. I don't hide from it. We
Yeah.
not sugarcoating it.
No.
That was one of the main things. I would go site to site throughout the city, and you wouldn't see faces that look like us on those sites.
Hmm.
And if you did, you would see him. You would see him in a minimal world. And I don't want to knock
Yep.
anybody's role or position. I'm just talking about being real and honest on that.
Yep.
So that's one of the things. And your story, bro, is not unique, because a few other brothers had that same. They thought they were out there on an island. They faced the same, being the only face like theirs on the site and dealing with comments and treatment. You know how it go. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
It was. Yeah. It's very heavy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
It's very, and especially if you don't have a relationship with the Lord, I just can't. I can't even imagine how it would have been for me if I didn't have a relationship with the Lord. I probably would have wanted to commit suicide. It was so
Mm,
bad. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, like that racism is real. And
yeah.
like when I started my company, uh, I told myself too, like I wasn't gonna like discriminate against like felons, because
Mm,
I've done time like
hmm.
felons or people who are poor, and they may not be able to get a driver's license, or or their situation may just be grim, but
Hmm.
they just need the opportunity to build themselves up.
Hmm.
And I've hired people like that to where they've been able to build themselves up just based off of having an opportunity.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Yeah, man, that was one of the reasons, that was one of my mottos when I started the company too. Like I didn't want to discriminate against nobody.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you sharing that, bro, and that's real. And that's another thing too. Like the brother said, he's and we all, like, I was young, I made some mistakes. This brother, all of us have, right? But
Yep.
look at who he is now, and he's giving others opportunities. And one of the things that I buck against is like when we be one of the quick to want to write each other off. That ain't, like,
Yeah,
I got
man.
people that don't like me now because I didn't write off certain people because they made a mistake. Like,
Yeah,
come on now, we make
man.
mistakes every day, and if you look in the mirror, you can be real with yourself. So we don't write off our brothers and sisters now. If
We
somebody's a
can't.
dirtbag, then they're a
It's just
dirtbag.
different.
Then that's
Yeah,
different. But
that's
yeah,
different.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I just chime in on that. Like we so quick. We live in a generation where like they glorify this cutoff culture, and
Mm-hmm.
and and they don't exercise like forgiveness or problem solving or
Mm-hmm.
resolution conflict. Like
Mm-hmm.
they don't think about these things. They just think about cutting people off and keeping them moving, when these very people could be tied to your destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, like I've had so many situations and instances where I sit back and meditate, like, dang, like if I wouldn't have worked it out with that person, I wouldn't be in this position that I'm in now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. Like,
Man,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
So so let's get to, because this brother got a tremendous foundation and a tremendous business. Y'all see him rocking and rolling every day in the
yeah,
renovation room
yeah.
for a few years now. So let's get into your venture into the renovation room,
Renovation
bro,
room.
and your growth, like
So,
your growth over that time.
so I'm trying to remember when I first joined. I think it was,
Maybe 21,
um, yeah,
21,
it was
22.
like 21 or something like that. But I'm trying to think about who. I don't
Oh,
know if it
okay.
was somebody who introduced me, or if I just seen it on Facebook and I
Mm-hmm.
joined. Because
Mm-hmm.
I know prior to the renovation room, like I really wasn't broadcasting my business on social media like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like my wife can attest, I was just doing it the dinosaur way, like knocking on doors, handing out business cards, making
Bro,
line flyers, like
bro,
Home Depot,
bro. I hate to end it.
Menards, and stuff
I
like
hate.
that.
I hate to interrupt you. Alicia just chimed in. Yo, Rock just chimed in. She said July 2020.
July 2020,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Thanks,
okay,
Alicia.
okay, yeah.
Thanks,
Hey, that's
Alicia.
exactly what it was too.
Yeah.
And so, like, I started once. I don't know if it was my wife who advised me, but I started advertising my services on social media, on the social
Mm-hmm.
media platform.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started to see a change. I started to get more jobs, and then I entered the renovation room, and then like man, everything just took off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything just took off, man. I started, getting like I started being really, really booked to the point
Mm-hmm.
where I was like, man, I gotta make a second crew. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And that was just in I think the first year. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if it
Mm-hmm.
was the first or the second year,
Mm-hmm.
but everything just started happening. It took off so fast. But the Lord gave me the aptitude um to be able to put the positions, put people in the right positions for everything, you know what I'm saying, to flow like it
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, man, like I started advertising in the group, in different groups, but Renovation Room was the number one group where, I was getting the most traction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And so um I started taking notes from people in the renovation room, like, man, let me see, like what can I do that's different? You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because you always want to find your niche. Like, what can I do to stand out? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what can I do that's different? So I just started, um, like, of course, I built, I started doing logo
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Putting my logos in the
Yeah.
videos, and
Yeah.
then like put music into it, and just trying to create like some kind of some videos, you know what I'm saying, to catch people's attention. Like, look, this is what we do. And, also like give a little bit of my personality in with it, and I feel like that helped a lot too, because I was meeting people, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, like going on these jobs and stuff like that. Like, man, like, dog, I watch your videos, man. Keep grinding, keep grinding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's when I knew, like, man, like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because that's the first thing people are mentioning. They mention in the videos.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And so, yeah, I just was trying to think of, how I can find my niche, and that was one of them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I can say, bro, that you are an incredible marketer. You and Sam on here too. Seymour Finch and everybody knows Sam.
Yeah, Sam.
Y'all
What
two,
up, Sammy?
man, y'all as
That's my
far as
boy.
marketing,
Like,
and
man.
I'm never shy to say this, bro. Like your videos and it's funny that you say that because your logo videos,
Mhm.
and I thought by seeing you put those together, I would have thought you've been doing that for years before
Nah,
this.
bro.
Man, that's
No,
incredible to hear, bro.
no. I just was like, just I got to give it all to God,
Mm,
man, because in prayer and meditation, He was just giving me things. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying, to help my business.
yeah,
And one things that He told me that I had to do was I had to brand everything, like
yeah,
T-shirt, brand your trucks,
yep,
brand your equipment, any and everything that you can brand it. You
mm-hmm,
know what I'm saying? Because people watch. You know what I'm saying? They
yep,
pay attention. And if you driving down with a truck and you got your business logo and your services on it, it's another way to market.
mm-hmm,
So we
absolutely.
got a lot of business just off that alone. People stopping us in traffic, people calling like, "Hey, I just seen your truck over here. I just seen your truck over there." So that's another way. If you want to scale your business, make sure you brand your vehicles.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
listen. I
You
hope
got
y'all taking notes.
yeah.
Trying
But
to
make
tell
sure
them.
you brand your vehicles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, and it's not expensive. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? It's very worth it.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure, man. Well, yeah, like I said, man, I again speaking on your growth and witnessing it, I've seen it. I've seen you are, and I say this, and I'm just being honest. You are who people think about when it comes to tree removal, anything, stump grinding,
Yeah,
now landscaping. You are huge in that. And at first, a few years ago, there were a few other companies that kind of was in that space, and you have elevated to being first on the mind when it comes to that, and that's about sheer work.
Yeah.
That's no favoritism. I'm gonna touch on that real
Yeah.
quick. Let me touch on that real quick, because I'll be, man, it's a lot. Some of y'all,
I
man, some of
already
y'all.
know.
I'm gonna say this. Some of y'all lazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say some of y'all lazy. You need to market your business.
Yeah.
If you're not getting attention on your business, don't blame. It's not the fault of Derek Hammond or Cedric said Nosebod, or
Yeah.
anybody else that refers businesses. They refer who they know. We don't have a policy to make anybody refer any particular business. They
Nope.
refer who produce, who market themselves, and who just flat out get it done. So if you think somebody is claiming favoritism, me and you can sit down and have a conversation, because I don't know where that's
Not,
coming from.
nah, man, not at all. Like, bro, like you witnessed. Like, I remember that time. Like, we had something going on here in town, and you
Hmm.
made that drive up
Oh
here.
yeah.
You was like, bro, you every
Oh
day,
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
every
yeah.
single day, like
Yeah.
Monday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday, back and forth to Chicago, hour and a half, sometimes 2:15, depending on the traffic there. Then coming back home.
Yeah.
Now making it home to 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But that's the sacrifice that you got to make. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be great,
Yeah.
you
Just
got to make those sacrifices, man. Like,
yeah.
real
Yeah.
talk. Like, there ain't no favoritism, man, because like one thing people don't see, they don't see behind the scenes when
Yeah.
it comes to your reputation.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
another thing that I'm stickler about too. Money is easy, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's easy to make money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's real difficult to keep. Well, I ain't gonna say difficult. It's not impossible, but it is difficult to maintain and keep a healthy relationship. I mean, a healthy reputation consistently, year after year after year
Yeah.
after year,
Yeah. For
without
sure.
names on your
For
name.
sure. For
Man,
sure.
I tell my guys, no, like clean up. You got to go back to the job. We got to go back. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
we ain't finna leave no unsatisfied customers.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? That's another thing that I try to be particular about too, is not just servicing people, bro, but really trying to become family. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
really become family. Like when I like what people see with me is what they get. Like it ain't fake. You know what I'm saying? I really love people, and I really be trying to build relationships with people, and that's why a lot of people refer me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Refer me based off of the relationships that I built with them. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and the hard work. We put in the hard work. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get the referrals. We gonna get the call.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a witness to that, bro. I'm a witness to that. From when I first work with you, man, to your even going back on anything where it be sometime it'll be an unreasonable request from a customer from
Yep,
my me speaking personally from my end, but the brother Mark will go back. He'll send his people, and his people love him. His people that work with and for him, his company, they love him. It's like a family atmosphere.
yep,
It's just a good, it's a great vibe when you're working with this brother. And then I'm gonna speak on before we close a few things that we got going on without getting into too many details. But the
yeah,
brother come highly recommended for a reason. He put in the work. He has great. He's a great person, and he takes care of business, and that's it, flat out. You know what I
no,
mean? So that's on that. I just had to say that. Yeah,
I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
man.
man,
But I definitely appreciate, man. You a visionary,
man.
bro.
Look, I'm a servant, man.
Like it's, hey, people is making a lot of money in the renovation room, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. That's I'm a servant, bro. And the more I kind of realize, because I got away from it for a little bit, and
Mm,
then God is good. I'm a believer too, man. And he reminded me, like, look, dude, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Like,
yeah,
stop trying to mingle, stop trying to do too much. Just focus on what you're supposed to
yeah,
do. I've always had the ability to kind of bring people together, man, and serve. So that's
yeah.
my laser focus, man.
And that's
And
why
then,
we on too, like, because that's how
man,
like want that
for sure,
alone bringing people together, man. Like that's a gift.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Everybody,
man. So you want to talk about? I know, and so Mark, man, is tremendous, and we're gonna talk about his triumphs
mhm.
at the end. But you suffered business wise, suffered a few setbacks, man. Like okay, so for example, brother Arnold Cardenas, we saw him and his crew unfortunately get robbed by gunpoint a few
Yeah,
weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I jumped on and made that video, man, because a lot of people don't realize. us as contractors and blue collar workers, man, it's more than just leads and getting you and getting 3 bids and 3 estimates. It's some risk out here, and there's some companies out here really putting it on the line, and they got their paperwork in order and taking real life and death risk every day to deliver your services. So
Yeah,
I
like
feel like we need to talk about that stuff a little bit more so people
I'm a
understand.
I'm gonna talk about 4 different instances, like in a quick time span.
Oh yeah, how you have
It
it?
was one time we was doing, like, you got to be careful, especially in Chicago. Chicago, one of the most dangerous cities you can work in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think the second year I was in business, we was doing a job in Riverdale, and a guy got shot at a traffic stop, and he crashed his car into the building. I had my son with me. Like, I started my son young doing what we do. Like, I think he was about 10. I had him out there.
Mm-hmm.
But literally witnessed this man bleed out and die
Oh my
on
God.
the scene.
Wow.
A year after that, I had my son again with me again. And this is when I kind of slowed up from bringing him to
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, because my wife, like, and I don't blame her. You know what I'm saying? I was that way, but we witnessed. We was sitting in a truck on our way to another job. It was a car that spared right. It was a van that flying down the street, and the cops, they didn't have their lights on or nothing, but they flew right behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And right when that cop car flew um, right behind him, he hit the corner. Then we just heard gunshots, and I'm like, get down, get down. So I tell my son to get down. He getting down. My uncle was with me. We all getting down, and then we get up, and I'm telling him, like, come on, let's go. So as we pulling off, one of the officers was holding her neck because she had got shot.
Oh man.
Yeah, she had got shot in her neck. But she wound up living. But just to witness that too, it was just like, man.
Trauma,
So I
huh?
kind of up down from having him work with me after that, because it was kind of traumatic for him, because
Yeah.
he was, like, I think 11 at that time, like
Mm-hmm.
11, one of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I slowed down from having him in the city after that.
Yeah,
And then
understood.
I really just had an incident last year. Um, I was in Chicago Heights. This happened in November.
Mm-hmm.
I was clean out, and I was bagging my trailer up to the house. And then it was a young guy that was driving. He wasn't paying attention. He was in his phone. By the time he looked up, he only had enough time to go right. He almost hit the
Mm-hmm.
pole. I think his hubcap came off. He broke one of his rearview mirrors. But I didn't know this until after some of the stuff my people told me what had happened, because I was in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got out, I'm like, what's going on? Because I'm looking at my crew, and they looking up the street, and then I'm looking at him, and this girl is yelling at him like, no, no, no. And then next thing I know, this dude up a gun
Mm-hmm.
and pointed at me. So I
Mm-hmm.
off running in the yard. And so I hop a couple fences, my people running. And then I went to a house. I told them I needed them to call the police because of the situation that happened. I left my phone, everything. Truck was running, everything. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So then the police, they escorted me back to the scene. And my people told me that he came in the backyard. He was looking for me. He couldn't find me. He thought I was crouched down by the trailer, because he looked behind the trailer. He didn't see me. He walked back in the front, took a picture of my truck. They said he bent the corner to the alley he thought that I ran in looking for me, bro.
Oh wow. Wow.
So that situation happened, and I ain't gonna lie, it shook me up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, well, man, I'm finna start working in
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah. I get it.
It did one of those things to me, my family, my wife, she was calling me, my people was answering the phone, and she was distraught about that. And that shook me up, man. That did something to me, because it's like, dang, like, I ain't even in the streets no more. Like,
Mm-hmm.
all I'm working, I'm trying to provide for my family and help other people eat. And I
Yeah.
almost put my life behind some ignorant person not being able to handle conflict.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, man.
You know?
That's incredible, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, that happened to me. Um, And um, it all happened simultaneously because I was bringing in partners too
Mm-hmm.
at that time, because we're
Mm-hmm.
going to expand into more into Wisconsin. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but all our business is predominantly in Chicago and Milwaukee. I mean
Mm-hmm.
Chicago and Chicago suburbs.
Yeah.
And so, my partners, my wife partners, like, you know what, we finna get you out of Chicago. We ain't finna. But my business is Chicago, and I
Yeah.
love Chicago, bro. I ain't gonna even lie.
Yeah.
It's day, but
Yeah.
it ain't no. I don't been to plenty places, bro. It ain't no. It ain't nowhere like Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know
Yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah. It's that
Chicago.
love hate.
Yeah,
It's that love because I'm the same way, bro. Like it's that love hate. You know, man. Yeah. You love it, but then it could be dangerous, man. As you see, as you saying. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And then
wow.
my boy, well, I think Hugo Tone, he was there. I didn't even know he was there. I didn't find out until I think you called
I
me.
remember that. Yeah. I remember that day. I remember the
Yeah,
incident. Yeah. He
man. I think you called me trying to make sure I was straight.
Yeah, he called me first. Hugo
Yeah,
called me first. Yeah,
yeah,
I think he called me, then he texted me. It was like, and I was quick, and then I called him back, I think, and then that's when I called you.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was that was
yeah. So
crazy,
that's another one of our Renovation Room brothers, man. We like I said, it's family, and we're a brotherhood. So
bro. I'm talking about.
he was there.
That's,
I remember that.
it's a serious brotherhood, though. That's what they
Yeah,
don't understand. Like, it's serious. Like, we all connected and intermingled in some kind of way.
in some
You know what
kind
I'm
of
saying?
way,
We
in
locked in
some kind of way.
kind of way, bro.
So
But
man, so yeah, that's so I wanted to touch on that because then now, if you don't mind, and you like I said, you can share what you want.
yeah,
Let's talk about present day Marcus Navictor and
yeah.
Paige Kingdom Concepts and Debris Ducks and what you got going on present day as far. And you let
Hey,
them know what you don't want them
yeah.
know.
And so, like, when that incident happened in Chicago in November, I was bringing in partners to help me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was literally, people may not know this, but I was doing everything on my own. The
Mm,
marketing,
mm,
paying my people, like doing the estimates,
mm.
then doing the jobs. Like, I was getting burnt
Yeah,
out. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? I was literally getting burnt out.
yeah.
And it was affecting, my relationships with people because I didn't have no time, my marriage,
Mm,
all that was getting affected.
yeah.
And so I brought in partners, my brother-in-law and my sister. We sat down, had a round table. They bought into the business. We was strategizing on how we gonna, expand more into Wisconsin. And then me bringing in my partners led to um, us meeting another company and taking over that company. And,
Mm,
you know, originally we was just gonna go in with that and buy equipment and stuff like that for the upcoming season. Um, but that led to my boy Chad. Shout out to you too, bro.
mm-hmm,
That door opened up and led to us taking on a company that was going under
mm,
in Racine, Wisconsin. And that
mm.
company, they had all these commercial have all these commercial and residential accounts. And like, it's definitely been a game changer for us because now we tapped into the commercial side of business.
Congratulations, bro. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, yeah, dog. Like, man, it's all God, bro.
Yeah,
Like, all
for
that
sure,
happened,
for
you know,
sure.
um, with it that happened in Chicago Heights, and then, unfortunately, my mom passed around that time. Then I
Oh
merged
no.
with partners, then merging with this taking on this other company. Like, everything just was all at once.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it was stressful,
Hmm.
and it felt good too, because I knew, like, this was gonna change the game for me and my family. You know what I'm saying, as far as what's going on. But I honestly ain't even had the time. I ain't had the time to grieve my mom yet.
Yeah, yeah. And rest in peace to your mom, man. That was yeah, earlier this year, right? In
Yeah,
January. Yeah,
early.
rest in peace.
Yeah, she passed. But yeah, like, I know, she's smiling right now when
Hmm.
it comes to, like, everything that's taking place right now, with, like, the elevation and, the growth, like, in such a short time too, because most companies, they don't even last 5 years,
Hmm.
bro.
Hmm.
Especially
Yeah.
African American companies. They don't last 5 years.
Yeah, man. Well, you know something, bro, that I to share with you. Something I've had quite a few of these conversations with my wife, Donita. Hey, Nita. Um, is that, and this is I've heard this before, and I've heard others write about it. I read others that wrote about it, but
Hmm.
they say you always have to go through your rough period to prepare you for the period where you're going to triumph and grow. And
Yeah,
it's getting through that rough period, and some don't make it. Some give up. Some give up the ghost. And recently, I've gone over the last few years, bro. I've gone. We'll talk more or later on, but I've gone through some ups and downs, man, and some rough times. But
yeah.
the sun is shining, and I'm seeing over the hill now. And I'm like, okay, now I get it. Now I understand. So here's an example. I used to be, what do you say? How do you say this? I didn't know how to say no enough.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I was a bit of a like I'm a uniter by nature,
Yeah,
but that can work against you too because you take in sometimes you
too
take in the
much.
wrong spirits, yeah,
Yeah,
bro, and
yeah,
then or I just say not wrong, but I say the spirits that don't mix with yours,
yeah,
and it snowballs. So I do see
yeah.
some things like for example, this I don't think you mind me saying this. Me and this brother right now are evaluating 40 lots in the city of Chicago that
Yeah,
we working together with his company to clear these lots for new construction. Like
yeah,
this is literally, I'm literally probably gonna meet him Friday
yeah,
this week to discuss that more.
yeah,
And these are opportunities that are starting to come across finally after a ton of work.
yeah,
And his brothers like Mark and a few others that I've kind of identified to say, okay, now I get it. I understand. I get it why I had to go through them because not everybody deserves to be on your journey with you, bro.
that's true, bro.
That's real. You know what I mean? So I just want to share that a little bit. So it get rough, but then it gets better as
It
you've
get
seen.
better. It get
Yeah,
rough, but it get better if you can just
that's
persevere.
it,
You
bro.
know,
That's it.
just
That's it.
persevere through them storms, man. You know, the enemy, he don't want us to have nothing. And
Hmm.
like another thing that I want to do moving forward in 2025 is, you know, despite the trials and stuff we go through, being business owners, entrepreneurs, in our marriages, relationships, we gotta learn how to enjoy the
Oh yeah.
journey.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, the stuff that we go through is meant to tell us something. You know what I'm saying, about ourselves. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like, because the Lord, he always want to build your capacity to handle
Yeah.
more. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But a lot of us don't tap into that. I know what that looked like because we give
Yeah.
up. So I'm saying, like, man, don't give up. I'm preaching to the choir too because I had to coach myself. I had to preach to myself, get in that word. And then my wife, like, amazing woman,
Yeah.
she always pouring into me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just persevere, man. Like it's diamonds on the other
That's
side.
it.
You know that picture with the guy, like he chipping at that
Oh yeah.
wall, and you
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's right there. But then the guy walk away.
Hmm.
Don't walk away, man.
Yeah. You're right. Right. You that close. You right there.
Right
And
there.
the one gave up, and then the other brother kept going and made it to the diamonds
Yeah, yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
For
Don't
sure.
walk away.
My man. Well, I ain't gonna keep you too long tonight, brother, man. If you is there anything, because I know you're a busy man, bro. I appreciate
Uh,
all this time you gave me so far, man.
no,
Is there anything else you
I
want to
just
cover?
like I really appreciate like this platform, man. You and your wife have built, man. Like
Appreciate you, bro.
it's really um it's really a game changer, man. If you work it right, if you
Hmm.
do what it is that you're supposed to do, and you want to grow, like, cause it's an amazing networking platform. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
a lot of relationships with a lot of different people, you know what I'm saying, that I've gained over the years being in the renovation room. I want to name names, but I don't want to forget
Yeah.
nobody. And that person,
Yeah.
it's so many
Yeah.
people, you know
You ain't call my
what I'm
name, man.
saying? It's so many brothers and sisters in this group I'm connected to, and I appreciate, man. And like all the customers, you know, that we do jobs for, all the people that shout me out, man. I love y'all tremendously. Like it don't go um, unnoticed, and I don't take it for granted. You know, and we
Yeah.
gonna continue to grow. We gonna continue to service the communities. You know, like we've been doing, and get better at having systems in place. You know what I'm saying? So we can um, keep our customers satisfied.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, bro. Y'all, man. Y'all know where to find him. Man, Paige Kingdom Concepts, the Ducks, y'all see all this marketing. And one thing that you touched on earlier, and this is the last thing, and I know I get long-winded, but you mastered social media, bro, as far as making it a part of your business. And
Yeah.
that's so when I first started the group, bro, in 2018, I had a couple of guys that I worked with at the time. They might still be in the group or not,
Mhm.
but they were tradesmen, and they were like, "What's this social media crap, man? What is that? What is that about? What is?" And I said, "Brother, you don't even get it. You don't understand. You know." So you brothers like you, Sam, others that's working it, man, understand these days, and I'm talking to my brothers and sisters out there
Mhm.
that are entrepreneurs. Please make social media a part of your business plan. Like this is a
Yeah,
testament right here.
you got
Please make
to.
social media a part of your business
You
plan.
got
You know what I'm
to.
saying?
It's absolutely necessary because we live in a digital age now.
Yep.
Everything
Mm-hmm.
visual. People want to see like what you got going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
if you're not using social media to advertise and market your business, whatever it may be, then you light years behind. Because
Mm-hmm.
the thing is only going to change. You know what I'm saying? And get more complex. But one thing that's not going to happen is it's not going to never not be no internet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's only gonna grow.
It's
Well, brother, I appreciate you, man. Where can the people find you if you want to shout
uh,
out? You know?
you can find us at www.debreeducks.com and then Paige Kingdom Concepts .com. And yeah, that's how you can find us, man.
Yeah, and I'm gonna list, and you know, we gonna list everything. We gonna put this on YouTube so it'll live forever, bro. Put your links and all that in there, man. You
Yeah,
know
so
what
I'll
I'm
make
saying?
yeah.
Well, well,
I
brother,
appreciate
I'm gonna say, I love and appreciate you, man. You and your
you
movement,
too,
your
bro, for sure.
company, you
Yeah.
family. If you ever need anything, let me know, bro. I appreciate you and your time, man.
I'm already knowing, bro. And I'll see you Friday, man.
Yes,
I'll see
sir. Let's
you
get it.
Friday.
All right, brother.
All
All
right,
right, talk to you, man. All right,
brother.
peace. Thank you.
Yeah.